The story I'm about to share could be difficult for some of you to watch and hear because it talks about suicide and includes video of a real-life situation. But it highlights two very important items: the vital training local law enforcement receive and the local resources available to people who are struggling. Green Bay officer Tim First just started his patrol shift on a motorcycle when he responded to a call for a man in crisis about a week ago.
I want to talk to you, I want to know what's going on, and I want to help you.
In the moment, I was trying to build that rapport and try and get the understanding that I'm not just a police officer standing up here on top of the bridge with you. I'm a person. You know, this badge only goes so far.
Right now in the here and now, our paths were meant to cross, okay? Our paths, for whatever reason, brought us here today. Okay, and I am very big on beliefs in where I was placed here to speak with you for a reason.
When I got up there, this person was pacing back and forth. Looked like a committed individual who was close to making up his mind, which makes you scared.
In the darkest of days, I have resources that can help you. But all I'm asking is for you to step over. We'll go and we'll talk with her, okay?
It was a lot of stepping into who I am as a person in that heat of the moment, as well as reading, you know, the things that I said to the person that would, you know, give me an idea of is the person receptive, is the person understanding, and is the person willing to have a conversation.
All right, can you just sit down for me, bud? All right. Sounds good. We're gonna come up to you, okay? Do you want to throw your shoes on?
In the heat of the moment, when this person climbs over, all the emotions that, you know, you're built up, your adrenaline's going. All the training that you've had taught with how, you know, reading body language and trying to understand and build rapport with people in different situations and trying to reach out to them to get them to connect with you. Relief with how it all ended.
These moments caught on camera need little explanation. Officer First used his compassion and training to help this person in crisis.
Empathy. He provides empathy for him. He talks to him as a person. He gives him space.
It's part of the continued training officers receive at the Green Bay Police Department, which includes a 40-hour crisis intervention certification course.
They learn about active listening. They learn about certain de-escalation techniques. They learn about how to bring someone down from an emotional state. They learn about the different lived experiences. They'll bring in people who have had crises and have had police interactions, and they'll be on a panel and they'll hear from them and their perspective and what it's like, because officers don't always get that perspective.
A majority of Green Bay officers have already received that special certificate training. By next year, all remaining officers will complete it. This is on top of other ongoing mental health trainings within the department, an essential part of the response, according to the director of the Crisis Center of Family Services.
Just being able to see that need, because oftentimes people won't speak it, or they might not know how to put words to what they're feeling. So to be able to recognize that and just be empathetic, to be present and understanding in that situation.
Hey, come here. Come here. You're all right. We're gonna get you some help, okay?
My emotions were high. His emotions were high. And just being able to connect with somebody on a personal level, because I'm more than just this uniform. Like, I'm a person too. And in the heat of the moment, I felt that was the right thing to do.
They also know their limitations though, so just being able to be that link is crucial, because again, people may not always know of the services that are available and may not be ready to reach out. But when there's someone else that can say, hey, we've got these partners that we work with that are a great resource, and I really think they could help to make that link to our services, really oftentimes is opening a door for those individuals.
Because of confidentiality, we are unable to provide an update on how the man is doing now. If you or someone you love needs help, again, 988 is the number to call anytime, anywhere. People are available to help. And the story doesn't end here. Tonight at 10, we'll share more of the immediate local help available to those who are struggling.
It comes with a warning because it deals with a difficult topic of suicide. On Action 2 News at 5, we showed you a moment of crisis unfold in real time as a well-trained Green Bay police officer responded with kindness and prevented a tragedy. But it's not the end of the story. The help offered to the man is immediate and available in many different forms, over the phone and in person, anyone who needs it. In part 2 of the story, you'll see only here on Action 2 News. Brittany Schmidt tells us where to get that help.
So if they're unsure about what the process looks like or what resources are even available, we're a great place to start.
No matter the time, day or night, 365 days a year, someone is available to help in times of crisis. 988 is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline with a call center right here in Green Bay. Program manager Shelly Missall says anyone who calls 988 with a Wisconsin phone number will almost always receive an answer from someone in the state
Who can really relate to what's going on with somebody and has good connection to the resources in state, is able to make some referrals over to other services that they might need or help them get services in the community.
The center answers about 5,000 calls a month, along with text or online chat options. Anonymity is always a priority, meeting people where they are.
We'll just really talk to them about what they're experiencing, what caused them to pick up the phone.
Ms. Saul says some calls are 20 minutes. Others can be much longer depending on the person's needs. If Wisconsin's Lifeline is unable to take the call, it's routed to Brown County's Crisis Center of Family Services. If they are unable to take the call, it is routed to the National 988 hotline. Action 2 News is told someone will always answer the call. But what they won't do is immediately involve police. It's a question Ms. Saul says she gets often.
Here at 988 Wisconsin Lifeline, we have a clinical manager who is incredibly invested in least restrictive interventions and has really worked to build that culture in our program. And so we're actually below the national average. We're between 0.5% and 1% of our calls where we're having some sort of outside intervention like law enforcement or EMS.
In some instances, like this crisis on the Leo Frigo Bridge, law enforcement is first to step in.
I want to talk to you, I want to know what's going on, and I want to help you.
Crisis intervention training helped Green Bay officer Tim First when he encountered the man several days ago. The empathy and compassion Officer First led with in this situation is essential, according to Jenny Young, director of the Crisis Center of Family Services.
Oftentimes people won't speak it, or they might not know how to put words to what they're feeling. So to be able to recognize that and just be empathetic, to be present and understanding in that situation.
Hey, come here. Come here. You're all right. We're gonna get you some help, okay?
We will then do an assessment and determine what level of intervention is needed. Our services are always focused on least restrictive first. We want to try to provide people the least invasive level of care that also gets them the help that they need.
Every county in Wisconsin has to have a mechanism in place, like the Crisis Center, to provide immediate services 24 hours a day to someone experiencing acute mental health concerns.
So we have counseling available by phone and in person at all times. Our in-person services are in our office. People can walk in 24 hours a day to meet with a counselor. We also go mobile anywhere in Brown County to meet with individuals, so the hospitals, jail, school, nursing homes, wherever we are needed to provide that urgent service.
Young says the message to remember is don't wait if you are struggling.
People may feel that they're at a point where help is no longer possible for them, but it's always there.
There's trials and tribulations in every path of life you go down, but there's always somebody who's willing to help, and there are resources available that can be reached out to to get whatever help may be needed.
Brittany Schmidt, Action 2 News.